Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to a 5-part series on how to begin the search for marriage. So before the search for marriage ever even begins, it's necessary to search in yourself for answers about what you actually want in your marriage. In this video, we'll discuss figuring out what you want in a spouse, how to have realistic expectations, and what to seek out. So I'm a huge fan of self-development and self-improvement. And there's one concept you'll often come across in self-development called the law of attraction. Now, some people tend to blow the law of attraction out of proportion, but essentially what it is it's this idea that whatever you pour your energy or your time into is going to be what you get back. So another way of looking at it, or another way you might hear someone explain it, is what you focus on grows. Now, I think it's a really interesting concept to think about the law of attraction in regards to relationships, although it's used in regards to all sorts of things in life. One activity or way that we can utilize the law of attraction is to do something called dreaming about your future or building your vision for your future. And so this activity is something that I actually teach in our marital preparation seminar. And with this activity, you are going to open up a Word document or a Google document, whatever you prefer, and you are going to write out a story or almost as if a film is playing out about your future. And you're going to write about what you want your future to look like. Now, when you're doing this, it's important to separate yourself from the idea of being with a specific person or being with someone who is being suggested to you. It's really important to focus on what you want in your life, not what you think you should want, not what your parents want for you, not what your friends are suggesting, but what it is that you wish your future could look like. So you write it out like it's a story, right? So you're going to tell me, what do you do in the mornings in your future? What do your evenings look like? What job do you have, or what career are you working, or are you retired? Where are you living? Who are you living with? Do you have any kids if you have kids? How old are they, or how many kids do you have? And what do you do with your kids? In your interactions with your spouse, what does it look like? How do you guys interact at home? What does date night look like? What are the characteristics in your spouse that you really admire? What are the things that you guys find yourself often resorting to for relaxation or excitement or joy? And as you're going through creating this vision, you're going to find yourself almost lighting up at the idea of certain things. Sometimes it's things you wouldn't have even expected would light you up. But it's important to take notice of that. Now, after you've completed that activity, what you're essentially going to be doing is enabling the law of attraction in your life. So you have this vision and this idea for your marriage, and almost instantaneously, when you realize how excited or how happy some of these aspects make you, you're going to recognize that you're going to start seeking out the qualities in a person that will allow for that vision to come true or that future to be a reality. You're going to start looking for those qualities in a person. It's going to help you kind of filter through what it is that you need in a spouse to be able to achieve that future that you're dreaming of. When it comes to thinking about what we want in a spouse, oftentimes we can find ourselves having this really long laundry list of qualities. And sometimes qualities are the things that we actually do want. Perhaps, we want someone who has a sense of humor, or we really value honesty or responsibility or whatever it might be. But other times we might find that the qualities we have on this list aren't really qualities that resonate with us, but they resonate with other people, or they sound good. And so we're just kind of regurgitating what we think is important. This vision that you've created is going to help you filter out which of these are the qualities that you should really focus on and what you want to emulate in your marriage. Now, another idea to think about when it comes to marriage is really having realistic expectations of what to seek out. Okay, everybody has their right to preference about what they want. But one thing to think about when it comes to deciding what you want to seek out in a spouse is understanding that people are always a work in progress. We are always growing. And oftentimes in that laundry list I talked about, there are going to be qualities that we perhaps have not developed fully in ourselves. That doesn't mean you can't seek it out in a partner, but it means that we might need to step back and think about, how realistic is it for me to expect certain things from my partner versus to allow some wiggle room or understanding. I can't tell you what it is that needs to have that wiggle room or what you need to compromise on. Only you can. But it's just as important to have the expectation set for yourself to recognize that you're not going to have everything you want 100% of the time. Other things to think about is, for example, if you are someone who struggles with praying your daily prayers on time, well, it wouldn't really make the best sense for you to seek someone out who is praying tahajjud every single night. That's not to say that that person wouldn't make an amazing spouse, or they may have incredible character or whatever it is. It doesn't mean that that person's not a good person. It just means that the quality that you're seeking and your emulation of that quality is far apart from each other, and that can cause a lot of stress and conflict in a marriage when qualities are so far apart from each other. You might find that it was really exciting that you found someone who has a really strong connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but then it causes in you spiritual burnout because you're not yet at that place. So these are just things to reflect on and think about as you are searching for someone to get married and beginning that search. Assalamu alaikum. We'll see you in the next video.